Toa Payoh is a beautiful town because it's got history, being one of the earliest HDB towns the government built. It's got character. People who come here realize that it's a special part of Singapore. Because it's an older town, there's a distinct issue, which is that we have more elderly than other towns in Singapore. When we looked around the town, we wanted to make sure that even as our residents age, they can continue to live the life to the fullest. Our grassroots, we are very committed grassroots, and many of them are residents. They know what daily living is about. So the feedback loop is very tight. When we look at, for example, Toa Payoh Central, we decided that we have to have more walkways. Thankfully, that was very well received. It was a very narrow pathway, and then you needed both directions because that's the only way you get from the HDB interchange to Block 79 and beyond. And when you see it widen and people walking much more easily and even accessible to wheelchair, it gives myself and the grassroots leaders as well as the council people a lot of satisfaction. It's known that for the elderly, one major problem that they face is that they have a higher tendency to fall. So when we approach these problems as we usually do, we sit down with our grassroots leaders, we felt that you have to do a few things. One is you have to keep the elderly in Toa Payoh active. So we decided that we are going to build an elderly fitness station for every block in Toa Payoh and Bishan within 400 meters. And we made that promise to our residents and we completed 122 elderly fitness stations. We had a tagline for the last 5 years, Beautiful Homes, Caring Community. So our approach for us in Town Council was how do we create an environment where we encourage families' activities together. Why don't we try to build the biggest mega park in central Singapore, and it will also cater for 3 generations. It will be near the Toa Payoh West Community Centre, surrounded by HDB blocks, so that the catchment will be very good. And we're hoping that will be ready by 2020, and I think residents will enjoy it very much. When we ask ourselves, how do you make Bishan and Toa Payoh a home that people say, I really like living here? We are an aging town, an old town, but an old town doesn't mean a town that is drab. And we wanted it to be vibrant and homely. Every 4 or 5 years, Toa Payoh and Bishan residents feel, oh, there's repainting, like there's just a feeling that it's evergreen and clean, and it will encourage people to keep the estate clean. So the digital displays was a way of updating the way we communicate, and these digital display allows us to put out more information, enable residents to know as well as to help deal with the common problems. These are not earth-shattering ideas, repainting our blocks more frequently, or upgrading lifts or digital displays, but if you do it properly, attention to detail, it makes a difference to the Toa Payoh resident, and that's where the Town Council is so important, to make sure that you deal with these issues professionally. You try to make sure that the programs are well rolled out so that residents can benefit from them.